Did you know that you could drive from Amsterdam to London? Yes, even though the United Kingdom is physically separate from the mainland European continent, it is possible to drive between the two. And today I'm going to drive from Amsterdam to London. So let's get into it. Yes, believe it or not, many people don't know that it's possible to drive between mainland Europe and the United Kingdom. And actually, it's quite common. I've seen many vehicles here in the Netherlands and other parts of Western Europe with UK license plates. And it's quite common for British holidaymakers, as they like to call it, to come over to mainland Europe and vacation in places like France and Spain. And so between the two, it's easy to drive, believe it or not. It's not difficult to spot the British drivers in mainland Europe. I tend to look for the license plates, but it's also easy to spot them driving or sitting on the wrong side of the car or the right side, depending on how you look at it. So it's pretty easy to spot those who drive over from the UK and mainland Europe. And vice versa, there's people who drive over from mainland Europe over to the UK and even Ireland. I've even seen vehicles from Ireland here in the Netherlands. So it's pretty cool to see how, even though these places are physically separate, it is possible to drive between them, and that's what I'm going to do today. Sure, you could take a train or fly, but if you know me, of course, I love driving. So there's a few ways for people to drive between the UK and mainland Europe. There are ferries between the UK and different parts of the Netherlands. There are ferries between the UK and Calais, France, or there's the way that I'm going today, which is the Eurotunnel. I did this back in 2019. I drove from Amsterdam to London, and using the Eurotunnel was one of the coolest experiences I've had, and I'm super excited to do it again today. Basically, you drive your car onto a train carriage, which is designed for carrying cars. So the train cars are basically designed to carry vehicle cars. And that's pretty cool because you drive onto the train takes the 50-kilometer journey under the English Channel. It's about 30-40 minutes. And then boom, on the other side, you're in the UK. And it's really cool. One of the interesting things with driving to the UK, no matter which way you go, is driving on the opposite side of the road and having a left-hand drive car. So if you know the UK, most cars are right-hand drive and they drive on the left side of the road. And in mainland Europe, cars are left-hand drive and they drive on the right side of the road. So then taking a mainland Europe car, which is left-hand drive, and then driving on the left side of the road is a unique challenge in and of itself. But I found the last time that I did it, it was quite easy to adapt and it's pretty straightforward. So as I said, right now I'm heading to Calais, France, because I'm taking the Eurotunnel. From Amsterdam, depending on traffic conditions, it's just over 3 hours. So 3-hour drive to Calais. Then, of course, there's a check-in process, which I'll cover. And then it's about a 40-minute train journey under the English Channel, the UK. And then to London, it's about an hour and a half from that point, which you get out of the tunnel. So I'll pick up the video once I get to Calais, and we'll go from there. So I'm just about entering France, almost to Calais, and I just wanted to add some additional information about using the Eurotunnel. The way the Eurotunnel works is you register online, you specify the dates you want to cross, whether it's one-way or return trip, details about your vehicle such as the height, is it carrying a trailer, is it carrying bicycles, that all kind of dictates, where and what train you can go on, and obviously how much your ticket will cost. And then you choose your ticket and, book it that way. Of course, you need to pick a crossing time and you need to give yourself enough time in advance to go through passport control and, just the various queues that exist there. I learned this the hard way the last time, ended up showing up a little bit late past my crossing time, and they had to bump me to a later time slot and we had to wait like 3 hours. Luckily the facilities were nice, but it was still just a bummer to have to just, sit there for 2 or 3 hours doing nothing. So this time I'm going early and giving myself plenty of time before my crossing time. What's also cool with the Eurotunnel pass, based on this ticket price, is that ticket allows you to take up to 9 people in your vehicle. So you're only limited by how much stuff and how much people you can take, up to 9 people. So that price you pay for the crossing can cover multiple people, which actually could work out to be a little bit cheaper than train tickets or even plane tickets. Now, the Eurotunnel crossing isn't necessarily the cheapest. It varies on the time of year. There are many different factors. But what I find is that it's the most convenient for any sort of time of day or night. You can kind of pick what time you want to cross either way. Whereas with the ferries, where they might be a little bit cheaper, they're either overnight, over several hours, or all day. And I haven't taken the ferry from Calais here, so I don't know how long that ferry is. Presumably it's a bit shorter, maybe a bit cheaper. I haven't done that myself. Let me know in the comments below if you have. But I like the Eurotunnel from having done it before. And I think the concept of just driving this car onto a train, sitting there, and then kind of driving it off into a, you know, entirely new country and kind of going under the sea to do that is pretty cool. I'm about to board the train any minute now, which I'll be sure to capture on video. But basically, so far I've checked in. Like I said, I was a bit early for my scheduled time. So as part of check-in, they gave me an earlier boarding time, which was really nice. They print out this hang tag for you to put in your car, and this is basically like your boarding zone, if you will. And there's screens all over that tell you what time you need to leave the waiting area, which is like a terminal and a restaurant and restroom area. You can get food and drinks and that type of stuff. It tells you what time you need to leave there, and then once you leave there, you head through to French customs. So you have your exit customs, where they stamp your passport for leaving. And then right after that, you go through UK customs, and that's basically the entry into the UK. And that goes through the normal border control checks. And then right after that, you get to this staging area, which is where I'm at now. And this is where cars queue up before boarding. And then you'll get called with the digital signs for boarding. And then you proceed, and basically there's a couple stages, and then you get onto the train, which is what I'll cover next. All right, apologies for the audio. I'm just using the GoPro mics, but it was pretty quick. They pulled us from the waiting area, and now we're getting right on the train right now. So this is my favorite part. This is super cool. And you can even see, I mean, some of these specialized trailers, not the ones I'm going on, but they can actually take, you know, trucks, and, you know, that's how a lot of cargo moves from the UK to mainland Europe. So about to get on the train shortly. And what's cool, I don't know about this particular car, but some of them have 2 levels. So sometimes you can go on the upper level or the lower level. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. Looks like we're going on the upper level. Interesting. And then you drive onto a train, which is so cool. So there's literally cars below us, second level here with cars, and then we'll just pull up as close as we can and then park. And I mean, what a cool train. Like, to design this way, this is freaking awesome. And we're on the train. I'll pick back up when we're heading out. So while doing the crossing, it's a good time to change a couple settings that you'll need on the other side. So first, in this case, is the light pattern. So left-hand traffic. The next thing is making sure we have miles per hour displayed, converted speed. So now I can have miles per hour as well. So good thing to do while you're waiting. should only be like 30 minutes. All right, we're getting going. Driving off of the train now. You know, the concept is really cool. I kind of wish I could put my car on a train and go further distances, and then I'll have my car there with me. I know it's very expensive and a bit unrealistic, and it works well in this scenario, but I think that would be pretty cool. All right, and down we go. Oh, can't see. And we're officially in the UK. Now, you gotta drive on the wrong side of the road and get used to miles per hour again, which is not something I'm really used to that much. Even though the United States uses miles per hour as well, I've gotten quite used to kilometers in the metric system. So this is gonna be, yeah, always interesting. And that's it, we're going on the M20 here. And yeah, we're driving on the other side of the road. Yeah, so that was it. Pretty cool, pretty easy. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave them in the comments below. And until the next time, thanks for watching.